Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel and to today's video where we are doing a full face of drugstore affordable makeup stuff. I have mostly things from this new brand, Soda. I don't know if you've heard about it. It just came to Beauty Bay a couple weeks ago. So yeah, if you want to see me put some drugstore affordable makeup products on my face, please keep watching. Alright, hello everyone, welcome back. If you're a returning sub, if you are new, hi, I'm Carolyn, welcome. Let's just get it out of the way. Let's address it. I am rocking some exquisite boiled egg realness today. I got, just yesterday, I just got so fed up with the hair. I couldn't deal with it anymore. It was too long and puffy and just damaged at the ends that I took the clippers and I clipped it all off. I appreciate it doesn't look very good right now, and also it's kind of orange-ish. So I'm going to today go to Superdrug and go buy that pink strawberry blonde hair dye that I like, and I'm hoping that will make me feel a bit better, because right now I am not feeling my most beautiful self. So that's what it is. Anyway, I just needed to get that out of the way. Yes, I know. I wish there had been a clipper setting that was just a guard that was just a little bit longer, so it would have been that long instead of, it's what, about 2 centimeters right now, and if it had been 3 centimeters, I think it would have been perfect. It would have looked amazing. It doesn't. Okay, so everything I have here is all affordable stuff today, and while we're going through it, I wanted to talk to you about kind of what that means here in the UK versus in the US. So if you are new here, I'm based in London in the UK, so the type of stuff that we can get and where we get our kind of more affordable makeup is different than where you would go in the US. So what I'll do is I'll just zoom you in and we'll just go ahead and kind of get started on this look. I'm going to start with priming with this NYX Marshmallow Primer. It's not the first time I've used it, but I've only used it once, and so I figured let's go ahead and just try it out again. It does smell very, very strongly of marshmallows, so if you don't like things with fragrance, which I usually don't, I mean, it's not overwhelming. It's not like it's a gross, overpowering, perfume stench that some products have. It's definitely more soft, kind of cotton candy, really. It's definitely just a soft, sweet. So I'm just going to put that everywhere, and we're going to do the eyes first anyway, so that'll have some time to kind of sit, settle, do its own thing for a few minutes. So I'm going to prime with this NYX HD primer, and then we're going to go ahead and go into this palette, which is the Soda Create Yourself, which I think it's supposed to be a play on the Parks and Recreation Treat Yourself kind of thing. And this is what it looks like in the inside. So I have work today, so I'm not going to go anything too intensely colorful, but what we'll probably do is kind of these brown reds and the yellow, and then some of the shimmers on top. So kind of maybe a gold and red, kind of go with this top that I have on that has that kind of reddy tones in it. So we'll give this a go. What else? Do I have anything else for the eyes? I have some E.L.F, but I think I'm just going to use that for the cheeks. I also got one of the eyeliners from the Soda brand as well. It's called a GUYLINER. I don't know, that's just what we're using. So anyway, I'll go ahead and prime my eyes real quick, and then let's dip into this palette. So what I wanted to start talking about is kind of this affordable drugstore thing. So in the US, we tend to call makeup that you buy at usually places like Walgreens, CVS, places like that, which are called drugstores. You buy this type of makeup there. So it would typically be things like, I'm trying to remember, like Wet n Wild might be a drugstore brand, or even things like Revlon or CoverGirl or Loreal or something like that. Those are all found at the drugstore. But in the UK, we don't call anywhere the drugstore, if that makes sense. We don't use that term. if you're going to a place that has that type of stuff, it's called like a chemist usually. So one of the major places in the UK is Boots. So Boots is called Boots the Chemist, and you would go there. I'm going to go into this medium warm brown to start with. Wow, my under eye bags are a story today. And so they're not really called drugstore, so it doesn't make sense to call like the stuff that comes from them like drugstore makeup. So it would be kind of, I think affordable would be the better term to use. However, unlike at, okay, so we have Boots and we have Superdrug, and those are like the two main like big chain brands that we have on what's called the high street, so like in the you know, center of your towns or whatever. So it's Boots and Superdrug. And Boots, in the last few years, they always had it at some of their larger stores, but even at smaller stores now, you can start to find bigger makeup brands. So not just like affordable ones like Max Factor or Rimmel or Barry M or something like that, which would be usual brands that you would find at something like a chemist in the UK, or in Boots you'd have, what is it? Number 7 is their fancy one, what is it like? Number 17 is like the cheap one, something like that. I'm afraid I can't remember right now. But they also have more mainstream, expensive brands. So for example, my local Boots, I have 2 local Boots. One that's just a teeny tiny little, really it's just a pharmacy, which has nothing in it other than like kind of like emergency goods, really. And then there's a slightly bigger one in another direction. That one, inside the Boots, there is a Clinique counter, there's an Estee Lauder counter, there is a Liz Earle counter, and a benefit counter. And those are all in this like kind of supposedly drugstore chemist environment. And so I find the terminology to be a little bit confusing, because are those then drugstore brands? They're not affordable, they're pretty expensive. So I think the term affordable is probably would make the most sense to me, although some of these things are not, you know, they're not as cheap as they used to be. Makeup is definitely, I think, getting more expensive overall. I mean, you know, you kind of start to show your age when you're like, back in my day, you know, this wasn't that expensive. I think I want a little bit of yellow just to brighten this up here. Yeah, kind of more sun-city vibes today. We're going to do a big dramatic wing today, because I feel with this bald boiled egg kind of look I'm going for right now that it's going to help a little bit. I hope. Anyway, so that's the thing. And also there's a really big Boots that I love going to, well, back before, you know, when we could actually go places to go shopping. And it's in Covent Garden in central London, and it's a really big Boots. It's a really big one. And it has a Morphe counter, it has an Urban Decay, Becca, Too Faced, what else is it in there? Fenty. Oh yeah, you can get Fenty at Boots here, so it's like all over the place. There's a Dior counter. I think those are the main ones that I can remember like off the top of my head, but there was just so, oh, and IT Cosmetics. So Boots is becoming kind of like a Sephora in a way, a little bit like that for the UK market, because Sephora doesn't exist here in the UK. There's not a single Sephora in this country. Possibly, if there's one, I've never seen it, never heard about it, because when you go onto the Sephora website, like if you're based in the UK, just try it, and you're going to be redirected immediately to the French one, because there is no Sephora in the UK. I think there was something, I read an article about it quite a while ago, about like some sort of issue with like making deals about it or something, but there isn't one. So there's been a big kind of, you know, vacuum essentially in the market, where other players can kind of pull in and improve what they have. These shimmers in here are not nice. Sorry, they are really boring. Do I have anything else? Okay, we're just going to have to make it work. Let me try with a finger in this gold one that's called Tomorrow. That's a bit better. The mattes are okay so far. These shimmers are just really boring. Like just hardly any anything to them. I mean, it'll be fine for today. Like I said, I'm going to work. I'll talk about that actually in a minute, but yeah. Anyway, so Boots has really kind of come into play as like one of the big like places that you get cosmetics from. I think in the UK it's really turned into that, which I think is pretty cool. So we have like our own place to go to. But also, and I visited this once over the summer, Selfridges. The basement of Selfridges is like a Sephora, but it's not, obviously. And it was so exciting. I went there, like I said, once over the summer for something. I don't know why we were in Selfridges. I think we were just like wandering around on like Oxford Street just for fun. And I went down there and they had like Natasha Denona, they have a Pat McGrath. So like they have like the normal like big beautiful makeup haul that you see at like really high-end department stores, right? And there you had Pat McGrath, you had all the other brands. But then in the basement they had like the other ones, like Natasha Denona, like Fenty, like Huda, like all of that was like in the basement, and it was so cool. And I think once things start to reopen here in the UK, so we got about another almost exactly a month from kind of when this video is going up, before stores are going to start to reopen, hopefully. I mean, it's all barring everything doesn't go wrong today in the next few weeks. But I definitely want to go and like go check out what they have there. So it's kind of like the closest thing that we have to a Sephora. So these eyeshadows are okay. I mean, I think you can see that they're going down reasonably easily, and they are blending into one another. It's not really that bad. They're not super pigmented. I don't think these are pressed pigments. I think these, well, actually let's check the back. So this is an eyeshadow palette. So they're not pigments. So they're not meant to, like, pressed pigments are really those things that give you that really intense like payoff with possibly staining from the pigments that they use. So I'm not sure if these ones will stain. They might. We will see. Yeah, a little bit of yellow. So these are fine. I don't think this is like my favorite low-end, affordable, whatever eyeshadow formula. Like, I think Colourpop does really good eyeshadows still for affordable rates. I mean, Colourpop, I'm gonna have to do a whole video about it because I think I've slightly fallen out of love with Colourpop, and it makes me a bit sad because I was such a fan for a really long time. I loved what they did. It was always really fun and clever, and it's just like all of their makeup looks exactly the same recently. It's a bit boring. Okay, so that's the eyes so far. I think it looks fine. So I will keep on trying this palette off camera for a few days and just give you some feedback on it. But first, like, intense, like, feeling is not particularly strong towards it. We will see. Maybe it's just the one I picked up. There was a couple of other different ones that maybe I should have gotten something else, but this is what I got. So we're going to use a combined eyeliner technique today. So I have the GUYLINER from Soda, but then I also have the BH Cosmetics Liquid Eyeliner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw the wing with this, because this type of tip that's in here, sorry, I'll just show you. I find this really hard to use because of how it's not shaped like it's not a pen, and I do find those that aren't like pen shaped pretty challenging sometimes, but it's okay to fill in. So if I use something like this to like draw the line, it'll be a lot easier to fill it in with the other one. So I'm essentially testing the longevity of the GUYLINER, but just making it the shape easier for me with this. I've been trying this one out for a little while, this BH Liquid Eyeliner, and it is okay. It is not great. I mean, that line's pretty good. That looks pretty good. Just to say, I did a good job with that line. I'm just going to do one on camera for you guys, and I'll do the other one off camera. But, so here's the GUYLINER. Just come a little forward. I mean, that is really nice and black. I mean, often this type of liquid eyeliner will last quite a long time. There's one that I tried, a high-end one from Bobbi Brown, that feels very like it has very similar, very pointy applicator like this. And it's similarly very, very wet. So I am going to have to hold my eye closed for a minute like this after I'm done because this is very, very wet. Alright, let me just let that dry for a second and I'll come right back and have the other eye done as well. Okay, so the eyes are done. Just got a little bit of mascara here. I just hid some, what did I use? I didn't have a new mascara that was drugstore, so I just used the Lash Paradise, the L'Oreal Lash Paradise. The non-waterproof variety, even though I usually use the waterproof, but I just, this is what I had in front of me. So, I mean, I think it looks, like, overall it looks fine, like it doesn't look bad. It's just not like the most amazing, super fun look ever, but it's fine. It's like, it's perfectly workable, it's perfectly fine. And I think, like, if we're thinking about like the market for this brand, the soda brand, I think it is not women of my age. So we'll just go there. I wanted to show you the highlighter I also got from them. I got 2 highlighters. So this one is the pressed BABYGETHIGHER. I don't know, there's like a couple of different names and stuff on there, but just to kind of show you, it's very hard pressed, it's very white. So we're not gonna use this one today. It's just kind of this white cast there. So just to show you that, I also got, which one is this? This is the highlighter stick from the brand. So it's actually like, it's kind of cool. Let me just go like that. But it's glitter. It's essentially holographic glitter. And again, as I said, I have work, so I'm not going to be wearing holographic glitter to work, as tempting as that is. So let me just kind of talk you through the next things we're going to be using, and then we'll just kind of get into it because I wanted to chat with you about other stuff. So we're going to use the Ordinary Serum Foundation for foundation today. I have 1.1p. Haven't used this yet. This will definitely be like, oops, everything is oozing on my cheek here. Hang on. So I'm going to use that. I have the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, which I have not used yet. I have the Ordinary Concealer in the same color. I'm not sure I'm going to use it. I did try it the other day and I did not like it. It was a bit too thick. So I might go in with the Colourpop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Creamy Concealer, which I do like. Other new, I got the E.L.F. Cheek Duo. This is in Guava. So I think this will be a good one to do the face meets with. Yeah, I think that's mostly what's new. Everything else is just stuff I had that was kind of like drugstore affordable things. So we're really kind of trying to feature this soda brand, I guess, and this Ordinary Serum Foundation and kind of see what we think. So, oh, and also I just wanted to show you, this is another one of the soda ones. So this is the Lip and Cheek Gel Blush. So it comes like this. It comes with stickers, which I'm actually a super huge fan of. I love the fact that it comes with stickers. I think it's super cute. And this is the color here. I'll just try a little bit. I can wipe it off just to kind of show you. That is just, it's very pink here, but I think it would actually kind of go out to be something that's more like a normal kind of flush of color. It's a little bit pink, I think, for me, but I will come back and try this again. But I did want to use the E.L.F. product as well, so, but just to give you an idea. And if that side's a little bit more blushy than the other, that's totally fine. Okay, so let me just, so it's a really thin foundation. I don't know why I'm holding it up here, there it is. That's the, I just realized I still have all that product in my hand and I was about to pump it onto my hand. So I'm hoping because it's this really thin serum kind of formula that it will just really do like a your skin but better kind of effect. Can you see how, we'll just let it drip so you can see how liquidy it is there. So what I might do is put this a little bit on, then put some of the concealer and then layer this over it. So let's just give it a go. I'm not sure how the color is going to be. Ooh, yikes. Okay, that's a bit light, but I am actually secretly very fair. Not secretly. Oh, obviously very fair. It actually kind of just melts into the skin. Actually see this. It's still, you can definitely still see it on the skin, so it's not like it just kind of soaks in, but you can still see all of my texture and everything through it, so it's not like it's that thin. Actually, it's giving a lot more coverage than I thought it would, considering it was a serum. Oh my god, there's a cat hair. Sometimes you gotta remove the makeup to remove the cat hair. So, what I wanted to talk to you guys about, other than obviously all the makeup, was that I actually have already started going back to work physically last week. So last Friday, I went into the office for the first time since December to help prep and clean the lab. We got a lot of stuff in for the students, a lot of equipment, a lot of extra material for teaching, and so we had to get everything ready and clean and sanitize everything. So I had to go in on Friday to get that prepped because we are back to some form of teaching tomorrow. So in the UK, schools, well, not in the UK, sorry, in England, schools are reopening today, and that's all schools pretty much. I think some are remaining closed depending on their local situation, but for the most part, schools are reopening. It's a bit streaky, this foundation. I think it's because the brush, maybe I should have tried it with a damp like beauty sponge or something like that, but it is like first pass coming out a little bit streaky, so I'm just gonna have to, you'll just see me here like buffing, and that's just to kind of get the streaks off of my face. And some university programs are going back, so not all, but some, and my particular degree program that I teach is one of those few. So I think my students are very excited. I'm very excited, actually, to go back to do some physical teaching because, you know I haven't talked about what I teach here on the channel yet, and I will do eventually. But as soon as I say what my discipline is, it'll dox me like immediately, and you'll be able to look up who I am online. So, because I do have a public profile separate within my discipline, so that's different, obviously, from the YouTube one. So I will do that eventually once maybe the channel's a bit bigger, but the short answer is that it's a practical subject, which means that you have to handle something in order to learn it properly. So like similar degrees could be like art or architecture or something like that, where you might have to like go and like build something, or like chemistry where you actually have to go do something, right? So a few different degrees in my department have been allowed to go back, and we are one of them. So, but it's a bit short notice because we only found out that we could do this last week. Like officially that we could actually do this last week was the okay, let's do this, and which means that it's a bit hard to actually do kind of formal proper teaching immediately, because we had planned to do all of that practical teaching in April, May, June, and it's a bit hard to all of a sudden speed all that up if you're not really ready for it. So what we're doing over the next few weeks is offering kind of bonus, like optional sessions for the students to kind of come in, and they can work on their dissertation projects a little bit. They can look at anything that they're not feeling confident about. You know, they can get prepared, you know, for the actual practical teaching. Oh shit. Shit. Mistakes were made. Sorry, I just like going back in with my hand a little bit because it just makes it kind of just smooths out some of those lines. So unfortunately, even though this was a serum foundation, it has settled into like every single pore that I have. And I think the camera's gonna blur it if I go too close, but like up here, it is not an attractive sight right now. You can definitely see the foundation like in each and every little pore. Maybe I should have put like a pore filling primer in those areas before I started, but I thought with like a lightweight serum, you wouldn't really have to. I will say the color is pretty good, like looking at the neck to face. It's a little bit too pink. It was a 1.1 pink, so I think if I was going to try it again, I would get the 1.1N, or I don't think I'd go for the warm one. But what we're going to do is we're going to use the NYX HD Finishing Powder, and this is in Banana, and this will bring a little bit more of that yellowishness back into the skin so we can kind of match. So I'm just using a tiny little eyeshadow brush actually here to set my under eyes, and then I'll use a big fluffy brush for the rest of the face. So I'm actually really excited. I love being in the lab. I love doing my work kind of in person, and it's a really hard discipline to do it remotely. And we've been doing our best this year, and the students have been so appreciative of it and really cool and really, you know, I would say just generally understanding about the situation. I mean, there hasn't been a lot that we could do, but I think they've naturally been disappointed that they haven't been able to go in and have the lab time. So yeah, so we're gonna go in now, pretty much. So starting from tomorrow, just a few days a week, and I have to get a COVID test every single day I go into work. So I'll be doing 2 tests a week for at least the next couple of months. I don't know, kind of once other things reopen, whether the regulations and restrictions at the universities will also kind of relax. I don't know. So I'm just anticipating that everything is going to be exactly the same until the end of next term, which will be in the middle of June. Okay. I think it's feeling a little bit more even now. I'm looking a lot better. I'm feeling slightly less like a boiled egg right now, guys, so I'm feeling a little bit better now. It was a moment. All right, so we're gonna try this Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I have never tried it before. If I can get it to open. It does smell kind of makeup-y, but also kind of coconutty. Is that the way it's supposed to smell? Probably. And let's just try a little bit here. Okay. I mean, I still have no idea what I'm doing when I'm using bronzer, so forgive me. It's like bronzer, eyebrows. No idea. Literally no idea. I'm worried I'm gonna like color my hair on accident here with this. Fine, sure, it's okay. I have no idea anymore. All right, just gonna use this big knob lip brush, and we're gonna go into this Guava Blush from E.L.F. We'll just kind of start here and work our way up and around a little bit. So yeah, so that's gonna be the next few weeks, and I think because of that, because I'll have to be going into work a couple days a week, and I'll be walking at least some of it. It's about 4.5 miles from my house to work. I won't be doing the full walk right away. I'll kind of build into it, like walk part of the way or something for a while, but get back into that. So I mean, it's last week I know it was really bad. I didn't put anything except for the one video, but that's probably going to be how it is for the next little bit of time, because I forgot to bring in a highlighter brush. It's just going to be really busy, because not only is there all of the teaching that actually has to physically be done on campus, there's still all the remote stuff. So we're not quite done with the remote stuff. There's still all the meetings and everything else that has to go on. And it's getting towards the end of term, and that means everything just starts to get really busy again. End of term is always horrible for some reason. I think it kind of builds like all the work that needed to go, that needed to happen. It's like, oh, we have time, then they're like, oh crap, it's the end of term, we gotta rush. Highlighter's okay. It's not a bad color for me. Far away in the viewfinder, everything looks pretty good right now. In person, this is not the most beautiful face of makeup I've ever done. I will attest to that. And I think I was like, oh, the affordable brands are gonna look so much better than the high end. Okay, this time it didn't win, okay? This time it did not win, but it could have been my choices. Oh, I'm using the Morphe 2 Brow Gel, the tinted brow gel in the color Deep Brown. So brow gel is about the extent of my eyebrow ability. And I don't even know if I'm doing this right. So yeah, so if I'm even worse with uploading, or even worse with answering comments and things like that, it's not, there's nothing personal, guys. It's just, work is a lot, and I'm not really, you know, did I color all of this over here? It looks like the hair is colored. Let me just check. Yep. How do people stop getting foundation in their hair? That's a question for the ages, I think. All right, for lips, I really wanted to try this for a while. This is my Revlon Cushion Tint lip thingy in, what color is this? 250, high-end coral, which I think will go okay with this eye thing. So it's one of these plushy kind of tips. Ooh, that's what it looks like. Pretty orange. So let's just give it a go. Alright everyone, so this is the finished look, the finished thing for today. Okay, we're gonna have to kind of come back and try these again because it might just be it's an off day. It's a Monday when I'm filming this and I'm just not sleeping, so it's probably just that. But I don't feel I loved any of the new things that I tried today. The stuff that I already had before that I knew I enjoyed, I think we were fine. The eyeshadow palette, this one, Create Your Self, was fine. This is actually not bad. I mean, for the price, I need to double check how much it was, but it was reasonably inexpensive, and you do get, is it 16 shades? Yeah, 16 shades. So it's not bad, and the other products from this brand are fine. The liner did make it feel really like crunchy a little bit, like it definitely felt like there was a layer over my eye when I first applied it and it dried down. Now it's perfectly fine. I don't really notice anything particular. What else? This is okay. This is fine. I don't think it's like the most beautiful highlight, the most beautiful blush I've ever used in my life. Fine. This lip tint is okay. Not, again, the best, but that's fine. Was there anything that I was like obsessed with? I'm still kind of liking this primer. I want to keep on trying this even on the days where I'm not wearing a full face of makeup, and just to kind of see the effect it gives. It did not go well with the ordinary serum, so we're going to have to try that again with a different primer underneath of it. Anything else? I think that's pretty much it. So it's kind of a mixed bag. Oh, and this Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I have to try that again with, again, a different foundation and a different primer, just to kind of see whether I like it. But that was fine. So we're going to have to come back to some of these things. Some of these things may not return to normal rotation anytime soon. That's the scoop. Anyway, that's going to be it for today. I want to remind you that I do have a giveaway going on my channel. I will pop it up here in the card and put it down in the description so you can win yourself the Kaleidos X Angelica Club Nebula palette. So it's going on for a couple more days, so please do go ahead and watch that video and find out how to enter. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, you could hit the like button down below. You could subscribe, come hang out with me again. I don't know when my next video is going to be, but I did just buy the Wilma Beauty Coming to America 2, part of that collection, so I really, really want to film with it because it's so beautiful. So maybe I can like squeeze in another little video this week, so fingers crossed. Anyway, that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you have a really lovely day wherever you are, and I will see you in my next one. Bye bye.